Show did. It's 441 Marshall. Peace, love, and all that goodness. Thumbs up. Where y'all at? Shoot. We out here. Catching a little waterfall. Trying to purify a little bit. So let's just tap in with elements. 4 basic elements. We're the spirit. If you think about that 5-pointed star, we're the spirit on top of that star. So then you have the 4 elements, and the way I understand the elements to succeed each other is in this specific order. And I do know that other orders of operation, they clarify them in a different order, but I've learned that this order is earth, water, air, fire. So the earth will be the first creation, and it's a solid, and the solid, through the elemental structure, it hydrates and it keeps humidity, and as the humidity rises, the evaporation, it creates rain build up in the air, and now you have water. You know, once the water returns back to the earth, you have certain areas where the water is filled, and you're looking at water creating motion. As the motion is created, the air gusts off of it, like the waves, even the rainfalls, the waterfalls, the air gusts off of it, and the more air movement will be hotter, and the drier it is, which creates the fire. As the fire is the metaphysical and sometimes often the physical creation of earth again. So it cycles into that shape right there, that sequence. So when you're feeling very emotionally imbalanced, or you feel like you want a emotional purification, you can always go by the water. So emotional purification at the river will be very nice. Now, if you feel very overwhelmed and you can't, emotionally stabilize yourself, you will want to go to like the ocean. You will want to get the biggest body of water, and you will want to sit near it so that you can reserve the energy, and it begins to stabilize you, balances you out with its exact energy that you need for your avatar. Because we're, as astrological makeups, we have particular elements that are heavy on the sauce. So some of us are heavy on water signs. Some of us may be heavier on our air element. So sometimes that requires us to find the opposite element to balance us out, or maybe even more of that element to inspire us. It just depends on the nature of who you are, the aspects of what's going on in the day-to-day and in your own natal charts. So you want to constantly remember that as an alchemist, you can alchemize energy by maximizing the things that you need and love, like this waterfall, and you can minimize like the background noise that's in the back when you don't really want and need. So you figure out ways to alchemize things in that manner, that theme. You're able to do that across the board anywhere else. So give it a try for yourself. See, whenever you're maybe, maybe if you ate too much, let's do it like this. If you ate too much and you need a purification, you get out in the sunlight, let the sun beam on you, and you'll start to sweat, and the sweat glands will open up, and the pores will, leak the waste. If you kind of in a space where you need to vent, talk, you're kind of upset, go to the forest and talk to the trees. The trees are grounded, rooted into Mother Earth, and Mother Earth's mitochondrial system will receive the rant, because within the rant there's something you need, and they will find a way to relate to you what it is that you need back. Whether it may just be a hug, a tree might say, man, look, just give me a hug, you'll be just fine. Or you'll come up with a new idea to take on to the next journey. You know what I mean? So depending on what's going on, you may want to deal with particular elements. sitting right next to a tide of water can cause the air action, and that air action can bring thought, new thought, because that air metaphysically comes from a different space of existence, and etheric space holds information. It's just waiting for us to tune into it. So depending on our frequency, you may naturally click into it when you get into an area, or you may have to dial in a little differently, maybe get quiet, maybe meditate. It all depends on the scenario. Follow what I mean? Looking at the 4 elements, you can always find a way to balance out and create more. So that Star David is a very powerful alchemical symbol that represents your ability to utilize these 4 elements, and you being a spiritual conduit to amplify your efforts, and then you can manifest the things that you need. We're going into a space of 5D existence where you don't even really need these physical elements. Once you master them, especially once you master the physical elements, we're going to do a lot more, and we'll be learning a lot more magical things as we get into these progressions. We're all upgrading at the moment, so just hold on to your seatbelts, y'all. It's like the Matrix, unplugged. So we're reversing the whole Matrix movie. We're going backwards. Everything's going to go back to the beginning, and we'll be upgrading each movie. So I look forward to it. Tap into your own Akashic records, tap into your own lineage and astrology chart to see where it is you need to be for this transition. Are you in the right space of transition, or do you need to do some work? Because it's not too late, but in the next 5 years, we're looking at 2030, there's going to be a huge shift to the point where there won't be many low vibrational people around to affect us anymore by then. We'll be looking at a very, very high consciousness rate of our chosen ones, and that chosen 144,000 will be an amplification of New Earth. So if y'all feel me, dig what I dig. It's 1444 on the dial, so take it or leave it. The train is on its way out of here, y'all. Get your bags and come on if you're coming. If not, we out. Keep the thumbs up. Love.